Hi, I'm Radical Coder. This is Umbreon. And real quick, before we dive in, if you want to make sure this little dude stays fed and warm, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments what I got right, what I got wrong, or what you want to argue about. Let's go.
Go ahead.
An entire
due
half a
process
sentence.
in our Constitution applies to United States citizens.
Bullshit.
Illegal
That's just a
immigrants
lie.
do not
You're
qualify.
lying. Stop lying to these people. Due process applies to people in the jurisdiction of the United States. Persons.
It's a
that
hevelly
includes
debated
undocumented
topic.
immigrants.
Court
It's been
does
upheld by the
that.
Supreme
No,
Court.
what
multiple
he-
times.
Just an
Don't
assertion.
lie.
It does.
Don't
Due
fucking
process does apply, although, like, I agree, it probably shouldn't.
It's a different
it shouldn't
process, I
apply
agree.
to illegal immigrants, but
Why,
it
how would you
does
decide if they're illegal without due process?
up to the
Nacho?
point where they
Doesn't qualify
go through
if you're
the
outside the country.
Nacho, how
You
would
have to
decide if
provide
someone's
them
an
with
illegal
their
immigrant
first
without due
Eighth
process?
Amendment. First
Well,
Eighth
so we
Amendment.
apply due
We just
process to
deport
people
them and
who are
we
in
find
China.
out
I mean,
later.
like,
Exactly, yeah.
It's fucking insane. That's
What
the
about
whole.
during war?
That was the 9-0 Supreme Court ruling about Kilmar. The reason they said that Trump had to not do what they were doing is because they could then justify deporting U.S. citizens, which is why all nine Supreme Court justices said, "Hey, you can't do that shit."
So
I disagree with the Supreme Court.
I don't know if it
Okay, well,
was
eat shit.
mentioned,
I don't
but I
care.
just googled the article of this guy, and he
Yes,
was held
they
for
made that ruling.
48
I have to
hours and
enforce it.
released. So
That's what I was saying, dude. I couldn't find this guy.
he was held for 48 hours, and they let him go.
Alexander says, such a moral system you have here. Having evidence someone is a citizen, you found them to be illegal, guilty, and put them on a deportation list, jail. But you don't care. How moral of you.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. They don't care about these people.
yeah.
I want them to be
They're within my
successful in their
ethical
own
framework,
country.
my
No, I
compel
care more
framework.
about my
My
family and my
legal
nation than I care
systems
about
for
him.
illegal
Sure.
immigrants.
Yeah, well, your family is. What does that have to do with this?
Do what?
What does that have to do with this?
So you care about yourself
What do you
and
mean,
not
what does it have to do
morality?
with it? People aren't hurting you.
Yes,
they are
hurting you.
Well, certainly said it.
Disenfranchising.
It's
We can start with
Being undocumented is
moral
not
to
hurting
do
you.
this.
No, it's
Yes,
not.
yes, they are. Absolutely, they are.
No, it hurts. It might hurt your feelings because you're a little baby, but it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't
it
actually hurt you, no.
disenfranchises. It creates inflation. I can't even go to the gas station because the illegals down there.
Because of undocumented immigrants.
Yes.
Wait. Connect undocumented immigration to a rising gas prices for me. Walk me through that.
You
No,
said
I said
rising
I can't
gas
go to the
prices.
gas station. You're not listening. I didn't say pay for the gas. I said go to the gas
Can't
station.
go to the gas
Rise-
station because there's
it's a
undocumented
rising
immigrants
crime.
there?
It's an
Because he
increase
fears
in
for his
crime.
safety.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, I can't send my wife to the gas station. How about that?
Because undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, that's right.
As a general,
Are you
as a
checking their
general
papers?
rule, yes.
You're seeing all these
I'm
people
not,
you know
I'm
they're
not
all
out there vetting
undocumented?
them. I'm not the court
Oh, we
system
know.
vetting
Okay,
them,
well,
but sure.
well, then maybe you don't know shit. Maybe you should shut up.
If I see him at the gas station and then I see him loitering at Home Depot, okay, they're illegal.
Well,
Are you
that's what Stephen Miller's
That
prescription
kind of
is.
sounds like a
It's the
fear
standard.
response.
Well, Stephen Miller's
Standard
right.
is what Stephen Miller's doing. And what
Stephen
Stephen
Miller's
Miller's a
good.
white nationalist, by the way. That is what
Stephen
they're doing.
Miller's a Jew.
They're
Don't call him a
just-
white
Stephen, yeah,
having
Stephen
fun.
Miller is
That's why
not a
there's
white
going to be way
nationalist.
more U.S. citizens who run into the situation that Zez was just up here describing. Because
Are
they're
you
being way
just
more
as
careless with the
outraged
process.
when-
And you guys
But
don't
we
give a
just
fuck.
figured
You
out
don't care
this
about
whole
people's
thing
rights.
this whole story that he gave about 2 weeks and the judge and the other judge. It was all bullshit. That's what he just said. It was
According to
48
this,
hours.
according to one of these guys, why are you listening to him and not like what you're just
I
saying?
just
Oh,
looked it up
this said
too.
it's not true.
I found the same thing. I
on the
couldn't
same
find
guy
it while we were
.org.
in there.
Can you post a link in the back?
Yeah.
I'll post it.
Yeah.
That was easy.
It's gonna be the same guy, right? It's not gonna be some different guy.
Juan Carlos Lopez Gomez. Yes. It said he was held
Juan
for
Carlos, he's
48
only held for
hours.
48 hours.
Right
He
there.
was
There's the
held for
link.
48 hours. That was it.
Customs enforcement requested he remain there for 48 hours.
No.
How long did he actually stay there?
48 hours.
Where does it say that? It says that they
He-
requested he stay there for 48 hours. Where's the full story? Where like Zers, do you have the article you were referencing?
Actually, he said he knew this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually know.
We're
the guy.
gonna
No,
go for
I don't think I know
about,
anybody really on this panel.
we're gonna go
I
for
can give
about
one of the articles.
guys.
There's multiple
Shut up,
on him.
everybody.
There's even a
We're-
video and an interview. There's even an Sorry. Go ahead, Sarah. Oop.
Thank you. We're going to go for about 10 more minutes and then I'm going to bed, gentlemen, okay? It's been a, 13, 14-hour day now, and shield your eyes.
Tomato, fierce and red, juicy curves,
This message is sponsored in part by
Real quick, I'm just going to read this. Lopez
dude's a
Gomez
top over
briefly
here.
remains in custody after
Hey,
US
radical crybaby, I can do the same thing. See, 12-ounce curls all day long.
Good for you, King. Hell yeah, stay fit.
So yeah, it actually says enforcement requested he remain there for 48 hours. That implies he could have been there less. It just says Lopez Gomez briefly remained in custody, and they requested it be 48 hours. So it could have even been less than that.
He did a full interview on it.
Well, that proves it then. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just it's anecdotal evidence.
Okay, whatever.
I mean,
if he was held for 48 hours, it's still bad. Still bad. Some U.S. citizen was detained for 48 hours because they thought he was an illegal because he was in a Mexican restaurant.
I don't think any of us
still
would
fucked
agree.
up, right?
The U.S. citizen being wrongfully arrested is bad, but that doesn't mean we should stop the deportation efforts. That's basically what this guy.
How does that lead to that
was the logic
conclusion?
he was arguing.
So the logic that I expanded on with is that because they're being more careless. Okay, because they're being more careless with these deportations, there are going to be more cases like this. So would you like it if we changed our process for arresting people who have sexual assault allegations, and we started arresting more people with less evidence? Would you like that?
I would actually just like us to use any evidence at this point because it seems like we don't for the most part.
Okay, well we obviously do because you have no idea about
the. He said so. That's
literally not how. That's literally not how it works. That's just bullshit.
Did your source say you made it the fuck up?
Ryan, are you just
I'm saying he made it the fuck up. I'm saying he's lying or he's dumb.
Because the deportation system is flawed, then it should just stop?
No, I'm saying they are not. They're being less careful and they're being more damaging. They're causing more harm, which was like the whole topic of this panel tonight, which was these deportations do more harm than good. And what I'm saying is that they're being more careless and thus producing more harm. They're causing more problems in society.
Is it morally harmful?
Based on my own subjective morals, yeah.
I think that the system should be vetted. I think that the system should be vetted before we go and start vetting people who are American citizens and putting them. I mean, now I don't think that we should absolutely remove deportation, seeing that the system's a little bit messed up, but I believe correcting the system so that American citizens with their social security don't get wrapped up in this mess. We've got to figure out how to make the due process a process that works.
You can't.
Graham is a good argument here. We should have some sort of Graham factor applied to it.
Then let's shut down immigration completely until we get this thing figured out, guys.
Correct. Moratorium on immigration.
Did I just say that, or did I just say the contrary? I just said the contrary. That I understand we can't just shut down the system, but we need to vet it.
I was just playing. I know.
No, I just agree with that. Yeah, we should do that.
I think that large-scale problems require large-scale actions. It's not just a small amount of immigration we're dealing with. It's been exponential, for years.
We don't actually know what the real numbers are. They're guessing like 11.
Why don't we slow the fuck down and figure it out instead of just grabbing people off the street?
Well, Ryan, are you
illegally in unmarked vans wearing masks so we can't identify people's badge numbers? Maybe instead of doing that, we actually follow a better process for evaluating who's here illegally. What if we did that? Maybe.
I think we actually need more of those people. We need people in masks everywhere.
More masked people without presenting identification, grabbing people and throwing them in unmarked vehicles. You want more?
Correct. We need more unmarked vehicles, more masks.
So when the Obama administration,
it's going to cause more harm.
You know what the great thing is? We're going to get it. $150 billion approved.
You're going to get more. Yeah.
I don't want to be a downer, but you guys do know what tomorrow is. What's tomorrow? Anniversary of the Death Star. The Death Star? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It's been a year already. Yeah. Man, it's such a huge thing. All it took was a couple X-Wings to take it down.
Yeah, you think, because it's all a big meme, you think it's a good thing that we have way more people.
It's not a meme. I'm serious. I literally think I believe that.
You said we should slow it down. Didn't the previous administrations do that?
An internet guy or something, right?
Or something.
I remember going on a panel with you years ago, and you back then you were just acting like a stand-up comedy routine when you were talking about politics, and I guess you haven't really changed much in that regard. So,
Ryan, are you
just trying to say I'm funny? I mean, thanks.
No, I'm saying you were trying to be funny. It seemed like you were trying to be funny, but really you were just bogging the panel down. It was
it seems like you were always on Adderall, and you still are. So I don't know.
Dude, I fucking wish I was on Adderall. I've been off for 2 months.
All right, Ryan, would you support sending the U.S.
I've been silenced all night.
Is Ryan even pro deportation? Are you even pro deportation?
Yes.
Okay, do you support us sending the military down to the border to prevent any future crossings illegally?
I don't support the shooting to kill people at the border. I don't support that. But yes, I'm okay with having the military at the border. Yeah.
We just don't let them through. We just physically don't let them through. You okay with that?
I'm potentially, depending on to some degree.
Okay.
But the whole this whole like shooting people at the border thing, I think is absolutely unhinged.
Well, I mean, it would be a great deterrent for people to stop trying to cross the border.
Ryan, you said that we should slow it down to figure out what's going on, but didn't the previous Democratic administrations do that? And why didn't that solve the issue?
So one of the things that the previous Democratic president tried to do, right? There was this bill. If you guys don't remember, there was this bill that was going through Congress that Langford wrote that had specific reforms that would make it easier to process all of these things. That would have more judges. That would have more resources to actually handle this stuff. And Trump shut it down because he wanted to run on it. He wanted to run on this because he doesn't give a fuck about the country. He just cares about.
I'm not talking about Trump's administration. I'm talking about when
I am right now
in charge.
I
asked you about when they were in charge.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm telling you, when Biden was in charge, they were working on this bipartisan bill that Trump shut down. That's what I'm telling you.
So they were working on it.
Trump came in while Biden was president and shut it down.
No, if you're going to ask how he shut it down, he proposed to Congress to vote against it. And
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, you're basically saying they were working on it his entire administration, and he didn't get it through, and then once Trump got in, he shut it down. But why didn't he do more during the time that he had?
No. Trump shut it down before he was in office. What he did was he truthed out about these people saying that like it was a bad bill, blah, blah, blah. And what it did was all these loyalists who know that if Trump throws shade at them, they will be less likely to get reelected because there's a cult that follows Trump. So they were like, okay, we can't vote against the bill.
Well,
this is something
Obama had 8 years. What did he do with his 8 years?
All these people who said they were going to vote for the bill before changed their mind after Trump fucking tweeted about it. You guys just don't know because you don't pay attention to this shit.
What did Obama do with his 8 years about immigration?
But he deported the fuck out of them.
He deported a lot of fucking people. What do you mean?
I have a question.
Well, yeah.
How much slower would you want it to be? I mean, right now we're at like 2,300 deportations a day. Like, how much slower would you want it to be? Like at this rate, we're not even going to reach 1 million in 4 years. So, I mean, how much?
I don't care. If you can't follow the process, if you can't follow the law, the due process, Mr. Law and Order over here was like talking about following the law, but he doesn't give a shit about it apparently because they're not actually following the law. They're illegally doing this.
They are following the law. What's illegal about it?
They're absolutely not.
What?
So how?
Having no ID and unmarked cars, grabbing people off the street is not following the fucking law. No, it's not.
Give me a daily number.
No law and order in that.
0.
I'm less interested in quantity than I am quality. I would like to have our system run a quality system instead of worrying about who's the quotas, matching quotas. That's actually a good argument.
Low quantity results in a
decrease quantity by necessity.
I just don't get why you're willing to hand wave Obama's 8 years of incompetence and Joe Biden's 4 years of incompetence, but as soon as Trump starts doing some action, all of a sudden you're up in arms.
Because they don't want
they weren't breaking the law. Their deportations
they don't want more deportations. They want to hire 1 billion judges to just make all the mass migration legal. That's the definition.
Senators had a long day.
They still want to flood the country with immigrants.
I'm just saying, Ryan, your exact words were we need to slow it down and figure out what's going on. Why wasn't that done during any Democratic administration?
So first of all, it was slower, right? Trump has accelerated the process of deportation, so obviously it was slower before Trump got into office, right?
The problem didn't get fucking solved. That's what
Obama's numbers are blowing Trump's numbers out of the water right now. So we don't have a fast.
Obviously, way less people come in.
We have they're just shooting from the hip and they're just sending everybody home, but the numbers don't even reflect what you're saying.
They are they are obviously not deporting as many people because there aren't as many people to deport, right?
So then how is the process
did
more
they
lax?
Deport? Where did they go? Where did these illegals in America go in the last 6 months? They disappear? They just like offend themselves or something?
There were people who were coming.
I have an interesting question. At what point?
I'm sure you do.
At what point during the Obama administration or the Biden administration was an American citizen with a Social Security card detained and put on a deportation list?
Great question.
At what point during those two administrations did it ever happen? Never. This has only happened under one administration in our history.
Are we back to this guy that was detained for 48 hours?
No, we're back to Social Securities should not go on a deportation list.
I think they should, but only if it's your Social Security number.
The government could just.
Hey, I got some stats for you.
It's all memes. It's all fucking memes.
A report from the government.
There were several documented cases under the Obama administration where U.S. citizens were mistakenly detained or even deported by immigration authorities.
There you go. ICE deported at least 70 potential U.S. citizens between 2015 and 2020.
Mark Daniel Little, 2008.
Go ahead and start doing our closing final thoughts. I'm getting very, very tired, and I would normally continue going 110% because it's getting good now, but I'm pooped out. It's been a very long day, and I still have a debate here tomorrow night, so I do need to get to sleep and have some kind of something. All right, Ricky Bobby, why don't you start off with your final thoughts, sir?
Oh man, I don't really I don't even know what to say. Really, it's just like, holy shit. What the fuck? Honestly, I don't know. There's people who think that, like, they don't even have a position. I really can't comprehend that. It kind of seems like they think they don't even exist. Like how can you not have a position? Can a person not have a position? That makes no sense to me. So yeah, I mean, I just want to say, thanks for doing this. I thought there'd be like 4,000 people waiting to debate. I didn't think I'd even be able to come on here. So this has been pretty cool. So thanks.
You're most welcome, Ricky Bobby. We appreciate you, and you're always welcome back. Eli,
yeah. So I appreciate you having me on. It's my first time doing anything like that. I just came on for same reasons, talking about that I think RTP was making a lot of moral claims while claiming they weren't. I don't think it's possible to have a moral less position unless you're actually, admitting that you don't have any morals. But everything is bound up in our presuppositions. Everything is bound up in our worldview. And, presuppositionalists like Andrew and other debaters that you've had on this panel are just trying to get to the bottom of that, because everything culture, politics is downstream from our worldviews. So they're worth criticizing. They're worth getting to the bottom to. And a lot of atheists like to dodge that, try to act like they're sitting on a rock and they're not affected by it. And they're not aware about the philosophical fact that they are. And I just wanted to call him out on that. And I appreciate you having me. That was about it. It was a lot of fun, though. Thanks so much.
You're most welcome. We'd love to have you back again, too, Eli. You're very sparky. I like it. Steelborn, to you.
Yeah. Again, thank you for having me on here, Sarah. This is the first time I've ever been on one of these panels. I thoroughly enjoyed the back and forth with all the radical spurters and everybody else. But no, the main problem with these leftist secularists is that they can't ground any of the moral claims they make. It's bad that you do this, but what is the bad? The bad is the bad, and it just keeps going. The bad is the bad. So the only argument we need to make at that point is just, well, we think it's good. The good is the good, and that's the only justification we need to deport anybody. Like, none of it makes any sense. It's all arbitrary. And I would like to see them start grounding their morality and their epistemology in something more than just my preference.
Fair enough. And Steelborn, I'd love to see you on here, especially with the tag argument. That wouldn't be a bad thing to have in the back pocket there. Ryan, to you, sir.
Yeah, so as for just a quick response to that part, like all this precept tag stuff crap, it's just an excuse to dismiss people who don't agree with your like Christian Orthodox worldview or whatever. Like it's literally, that's the whole meme of it. That's the whole point of it. They talk about the laws of logic and shit. These people don't know anything about the fucking laws of logic. Okay, I'm a pure scientist. I use the laws of logic every fucking day, and I don't need God to help me do that. Right? Like that's anyway. At the end of the day, Trump's deportation policies obviously do more harm than good, plain and simple. It's not just who's being deported, but the reckless, dehumanizing way it's being carried out. We're doing mass removals with no due process, and we're no due process or compassion. We're tearing apart families, gutting local communities, and chipping away at the legal protections that keep all of us safe. Yes, that means everyone on this panel, unless there's some like sneaky Canadians in here. These aren't like strategic removals. They're chaotic, cruel, and they're politically motivated. And we're not fixing the system by weaponizing it like this. I think if we care about safety, stability, or even like basic human decency, then this is not the way. And I think it's very obvious. And one more thing, if you wanted to have a conversation about all those things, I wish that would have happened for most of this conversation, most of this whole debate. Like it was super frustrating because we were stuck on this presupposition crap, which avoids actually talking about the real harms that are happening. You don't have to agree that they're harms. platforms, but it's nice to actually talk about what's happening in the world instead of being dragged down into this deflective bullshit. But they don't actually want to talk about these things, which is why they do exactly what I keep complaining about. But anyway, I'm Radical Coder. If you actually want to talk about real things that are going on, you should check out Radical Coder on YouTube. And I'm also a mod in Sarah's chat, and I bring the hammer down almost never. I did for like 10 seconds for someone tonight because it was funny. But other than that, I'm pretty chill. And I'll drop my link in the chat. I love you guys.
Thank you. And Ryan is a regular. Again, somebody questioned him even being a wrench in my chat. Ryan has been a friend of the show since before the Raging Tomato was even the Raging Tomato. So whoever said that, fuck off. I don't care. I make whoever I want a wrench in my chat because it's my fucking show. Go get your own. It was you at the club, miss your touch. Go again, baby, what's up? Nothing feels right, so let's mess up everything.